I ask you to pause and look at one single picture. In this one frame lies an entire story of mistake, of overconfidence, of biological reality, and of a patient locked into a narrow set of options, if at all. My YouTube channel has changed. I no longer present my results on long-form videos. I present them in shorts. And you can see several shorts in this link above if you're searching for results of hair transplant at Darling Buds Clinic, India. So this young man underwent a hair transplant many years ago when his balding pattern was not stable yet. Yet the operating surgeon at that time stated that a hair transplant does not need medication. And so he signed up. No discussion of medical stabilization, no planning for the future, no acknowledgement at all about future ongoing hair loss. And now fast forward 8 years, and the result is a cautionary tale writ at large. Now look carefully, many of the transplanted grafts have been placed in the crown zone, a region where graft placement should respect the existing native hair wall or the swirl pattern and directionality. But here the mismatch is visible. Grafts, even in the crown area, have been placed at random, without directionality. More so, see his donor area. It's been over-harvested beyond imagination. And now with baldness having progressed, the gap that has resulted is such a yawning gap, larger than availability of grafts, larger than what one can realistically cover. As you can see, the remnant donor area is very meager. So what does one do in such cases? So what transpired in this case is that surgery was done at a very young age, before baldness was given a chance to stabilize. No long-term planning, and violation of the biomechanical and topological principles of hair directionality after hair transplant. The consequence is there now for the patient to bear. He may have no surgical salvage path available to him now. So before we go on to the 3 options available to him at this moment of time, let us discuss why this problem arose. So transplanting in such a situation at a very early age, when baldness is still developing, it's still ongoing, means that new hair loss will emerge around the transplanted zones. And this happens very quickly at this age of 25, 26, 27. And this may create, like in this crown pattern you see, an island effect or floating grafts. Having a hair transplant without controlling your DHT when you're young proves more often than not an exercise in futility. And like many clinics do to rope in patients, they declare that a hair transplant is permanent, a hair transplant does not need medication. But friends, we are giving the medication not only for the hair transplant, not only for the planted hair, but also to safeguard your native thinning hair, which are going to continue to progress. The clock of male pattern baldness keeps ticking. Hair transplant is not going to stop this clock. So to omit medication is to neglect the biological side of the male pattern baldness issue. And now coming to the crown. The hair pattern, the directionality in the crown is unique. The crown is a unique anatomical area. It carries with it its unique aesthetics. Hair swirl around the vertex, and to look natural, grafts must be so placed that they should follow the gradient of direction, angulation and curvature of the scalp. And it must be remembered that most of the body grafts cannot be trained to maintain this swirl pattern. And the result, as in this case, is visible discordance. And now you see his donor area, it has been decimated beyond proportion. The surgeon's team, because this seems to be done by a technician clinic, it seems has harvested donor area in excess, leaving little margin for future progression of baldness and little margin for correction of the donor zone. And there now exists a mismatch between available grafts and the large area of baldness that is developed. And this mismatch is irreconcilable in most of the cases. Trying to fill this is going to be a Herculean effort because the graft availability is far less than what we actually need. So what are the options available to him? We're only talking about the problem, but what's the recourse that we should take as surgeons and he takes as a client? Well, there are only 3 options available to him. Number 1, do nothing, accept his baldness, embrace his baldness, keep his hair shaved short and get what is called a scalp micropigmentation so that it looks as if he's shaven out of choice, not out of compulsion. And the second option available to him is to wear a hairpiece. Well, many people do not accept hairpieces because hairpieces look quite unnatural to the person who sees you from day to day. A person whom you see once in a while will not be able to make out, but a person whom you meet every single day will see that there is a difference in how the hairpiece looks day after day. After all, there is nothing like natural hair, a hair transplant. And the last option available to him is to use body grafts and a meager amount of scalp grafts as available to cover all the new areas that have developed, and then use camouflage and concealment by using hair fibers. So no silver bullet remains in this case. All options have been exhausted. The earlier improper surgery has cornered the patient into constrained, limited, unsatisfactory choices available to him. So what are the lessons we carry from this case? Number one, timing matters more than zeal. Do not rush a transplant when the baldness hasn't stabilized yet. It is far better to wait than to commit grafts prematurely to a surgical path you may regret. And do not leave everything to the doctor you've consulted. Because when you're talking about hair transplant clinics, most of the clinics today are revenue generating models. So you have to be cautious. Number two, to say no to medication. Not to do research when the doctor tells you that there is no need for medication after hair transplant is a huge trap. Number three, donor preservation is sacrosanct. Baldness is ever progressing. You will need grafts in future as well. So maintaining the integrity, the sacrosanct nature of the donor, respecting the donor, is of utmost priority. Overharvesting is a malpractice in disguise. Once you deplete the reserve, the surgical horizon narrows drastically. There's not much surgery can do. Respect topology, respect hair mechanics. Crowns, volts, angular transitions, curl and swirl must always be planned. Body, hair or grafts from any other zone cannot magically conform where geometry is extreme. So if you're considering a hair transplant, insist that you're discussed a 15-year plan. Insist on medical therapy integration into the whole plan and demand donor safety first. Because once the damage is done, you cannot rewind the clock. So let this single image speak for itself, be a cautionary tale for you, so that you tread with caution, do your research before signing up. So let me know if you have any questions, if you have any doubts about hair loss treatment for men and women, about hair transplant, or any other question regarding hair, do let me know, leave a comment section below. And if you want a personalized consultation, please contact us on the numbers above and we'll get back to you at the soonest. Have a nice day and God bless you.